Good evening and welcome to the Cleveland Community Police Commission's meeting for Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. We're at our 3631 Perkins Avenue location in Cleveland, Ohio. I call this meeting to order. I want to start with the roll call attendance. Com- Co-Chair Adams,
Present.
Commissioner Chura,
Present.
Commissioner Coleman,
Present.
Commissioner Kincaid,
Present.
Commissioner Mason,
Present.
Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Commissioner Marrero Benito is absent. Commissioner Nelson is absent. Commissioner Rodriguez,
Present.
Commissioner Umason,
Present.
Commissioner Van Leer,
Here.
and I am present. We're going to move forward to the adoption of the agenda. Are there any corrections or changes to the agenda?
I move that we put executive director selection after new business, just assuming we will go into executive session so that people aren't waiting.
I think that Commissioner Van Leer may have to leave early, so I think that's why we put it there.
Yeah, I do have to take off early, so I really want to stay for that part.
Okay.
So,
So if there's no second, okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So wait, what was?
The request was to move the executive director from the co-chair report to new business.
make a motion if you want to do it. It's not up to me if you all want to change it. Make a motion
So we second the motion. We get to discuss it.
Yeah.
I second, because I do have a concern.
About the location of it on the agenda? Okay. Open for discussion?
So, Mayor, so to that point, actually, because I was thinking something similar, just because it has been, like, if we are in executive session for an extended amount of time, if there is an extended amount of discussion, we don't necessarily want the public to have to sit here and wait while we discuss it. It could be our last order of business. We could vote and get it over with, if that makes sense for
Yeah.
everybody. Understanding, obviously, that we're already missing several commissioners and Commissioner Van Leer does have to go. But is there another way that we can kind of either move that around to expedite it, again, for the purpose of the public not having to sit here for an extended amount of time while we have discussion in executive session? Because we have no idea how long it'll take.
We could limit our time in executive session. Just
Okay.
be mindful of our time.
I mean, well, obviously, we, want to do that, but in the event that there's extended discussion.
Through the chair, Commissioner Van Leer, when do you have to leave?
Like how soon?
as soon as I can, but.
Okay, all
You know,
right.
I don't want that to be a barrier. I mean, I
was
can
thinking
stay if
that.
I need to. I just,
Okay.
I have got lots going on, so.
Gotcha. Sorry. So what do we do now? Do we have to vote? Yeah.
Or I can withdraw. No, it's the body, so we have to vote.
No, you could withdraw if you no longer wish.
I don't think it belongs to me anymore.
Let's just, through the chair, we should just do what we got to do. Try to do it quick, but
Okay, I'll
take our
withdraw.
time. You should.
Okay.
I guess. I'm just not.
Okay, so back to the original motion to adopt the agenda, as is. Co-Chair Adams,
Aye.
Commissioner Chura,
Aye.
Commissioner Coleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Kincaid,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
I just take out the executive term report. I don't know if you had heard.
Which one? Oh, the
Oh.
top.
the interim executive director report.
Keep going.
That one.
We'll just pass.
Sorry.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Umason,
Aye.
Commissioner Van Leer,
Aye.
and I vote yes. Okay.
Trying to think.
So I'm going to read our procedures for conducting a public meeting. This meeting of the Cleveland Community Police Commission is a lawful meeting under Section 605.04 of the codified ordinance. No person with purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public are invited to speak in accordance with the public comment rules. Disruptions, including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud utterances that interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting, may constitute as a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. If this meeting is disrupted, I will call for a recess and the room will be cleared. Persons who violate the city ordinance and commit misdemeanors may be subject to prosecution. When this body is able to return from recess, then in compliance with the Ohio Open Meetings Act and Section 101.021 of the codified ordinance, the meeting will be open to the public. Okay, so we're going to move forward to the approval of our minutes from our September full commission meeting. Those are attached to our agenda. Are there any changes that need to be made, or are we okay to approve these minutes?
We're good.
Okay.
Well, I'm good. And, you know.
Okay, I'm going to call the vote. Co-Chair Adams,
Aye.
Commissioner Chura,
Aye.
Commissioner Coleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Kincaid,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Umason,
Aye.
Commissioner Van Leer,
Aye.
and I vote yes. Okay, we're going to move forward to our public comment period. I'm sorry, Commissioner Rodriguez, can you pass that down, please?
Oh.
Thanks. Brenda Bickerstaff?
Right there.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? My brother Craig Bickerstaff was killed by police January 26, 2002. He had two daughters, Kenesha and Aravia. Kenesha and Aravia grew up without their father. They were 6 and 7 years old. He was very impactful to them in their lives. And sometimes on Instagram today, they talk about their dad. Also, this is the 30th year of October 22nd against police brutality. It's a national day of protest across the country. But I want to say this really quick, because I know I'm limited on time. All of you are charged by the voters. All of you are charged by the voters to carry out the charter. And when I say to carry out the charter, I'm going to be honest, I don't care about the police careers. Careers mean nothing to me when you lie on somebody. 'Cause I want you guys to understand, maybe you need to talk to people that's been wrongfully convicted. When you lie on the report and you get someone wrongfully convicted and they go to prison for 20 or 30 years, they come out there traumatized. And guess who have to pay for that? We do, the taxpayer. But when someone gets murdered by police, he's not coming back. See, Craig didn't make it like all the rest of the 93 families here in Cleveland. They got people that was killed, either their brother, their father, their sister. They didn't make it. So when you go back in your deliberation room, I want you to be objective. And we don't care about the police careers. I don't care. Because if they cared about their careers, Commissioner Rodriguez, they wouldn't allow him to report. If they cared about their careers, Commissioner Mason, they wouldn't unlawfully kill somebody. We don't care, Shura. We don't care. Now, to be honest, when we wrote this charter, we didn't want any police on this commission. Because sometimes the police is not going after the police. And even though you guys are retired or you're no longer in the force, you were former police officers. But we had to get you on there because we wanted to be balanced. So I just want to make this clear to you guys. When you go in your deliberation, when you hear the facts of an officer, of what he's done, especially lying on the report or killing somebody, we don't care. We don't want lying and killer police on the force. We don't. And you're charged to make sure that doesn't happen. So this is something that you guys need to think about. We don't care. And I want the Cleveland Police to hear Brenda Bickerstaff loud and clear. I don't care about your career when you wrongfully convict or you kill someone and you get away with it.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alicia Kirkman.
Hi, everyone. Today is National Police Brutality Day. My son Angelo was killed 18 years ago. And of course, we don't care about the police, just like Brenda said, because they didn't care about our loved ones. You know, no accountability at all. Only thing that they do is settle out with the families. And that's not fair, because Angelo's not here. He was 17 years old. And it's bittersweet for me today, you know, because it's not just me, it's people across country that have been affected just like me. And yesterday, I should have been so excited about Angelo's grandson that's about to be born. But I couldn't be excited. Angelo not here because the police killed Angelo. Police didn't have to kill Angelo. You know, they shouldn't, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it until I go on my grave. They should not shoot to kill whatsoever. Our babies don't come back. They go back to work, they go back on the force. John Lundy, who killed my son, he's back a coach working with kids. It's not fair. You know, Angelo's son was talking to me yesterday. He's about to have a baby. Should be here today. And he said, Mama, I was looking in the mirror talking. I said, well, who was you talking to? He was talking to his daddy. He was talking to his daddy. That boy was 1 year old when his daddy died. He shouldn't have been, Angelo should be here with his grandson to see his grandson being born. And I just think it's unfair. So what I want for y'all to do, when y'all get these cases, I need y'all to look over these cases. And I need each and every one of you all to do the right thing. I need the right thing done. Because for so long, ain't nothing being done. No accountability, no transparency, nothing. But our loved ones being dead, and I'm running into them. Just think about if somebody killed your kid and you had to run into that person and that person asked you, how you doing today? Please do the right thing. Let's stop this. Let's just stop it. Let's do the right thing. Let's not care about their feelings because they don't care. I'm not saying all of them bad. I'm not saying that, but some of them are corrupt. And when they kill, and our babies ain't coming back. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to move forward to the next item on our agenda. Today, as these our public commenters said, Today is October 22nd, which is the National Day of Protest Against Police Brutality. Here we have Latanya Goldsby from Black Lives Matter Cleveland and representatives from Citizens of Safer Cleveland and the Angelo Miller Foundation to give a presentation on the meaning of today.
Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Latanya Goldsby, president of Black Lives Matter Cleveland and Citizens for Safer Cleveland. I promise I'll be brief, but on October 22nd, we observed the 30th National Day of Recognition to address police violence, repression, and systemic injustice. Since its obsession on June 14, 1996, this day has served as a unifying occasion for communities nationwide to advocate for justice, accountability, and meaningful systemic reform. The movement was initiated by a coalition of organizations and individuals committed to confronting misconduct within law enforcement and challenging the criminalization of marginalized populations. The National Day of Recognition underscores the ongoing importance of addressing police violence. It aims to raise awareness of policies and practices that perpetuate repression, elevate the voices of those most affected, and foster community-led efforts to oppose injustice. Annually, communities gather to honor those affected by violence, call for transparency, and advocate for the elimination of violence, of systemic harms impacting families and neighborhoods. In Cleveland, Ohio, the spirit of advocacy continues to be a vital part of the community. Residents come together annually to commemorate 022 and honor their memory of their loved ones. This gathering is motivated by concerns related to police-involved fatalities and incidents within local detention facilities, organized by groups such as BLM Cleveland, Citizens for a Safer Cleveland, Angelo Miller Foundation, Puncture the Silence. Community members assemble to share their experiences and advocate for accountability and justice. The 022 Coalition to address police violence, repression, and systemic injustice continue to mobilize affected communities and allies against mass incarceration, political repression. Initiatives like the Stolen Lives Project, which documents cases of individuals killed by law enforcement nationwide, helps ensure that these stories remain visible. The second edition of the Stolen Lives book, published in 1999, chronicled over 2,000 cases from the 1990s, highlighting a persistent national crisis. As we mark the 30th National Day of Recognition, our message is clear. We seek justice for those whose lives have been impacted. Hold authorities accountable and commit to ending police violence and systemic oppression. The movement endures in the memories and for the future generations we serve. Like we said, 022 started in 1996. BLM Cleveland started organizing 022 in 2015, the year after Tamir Rice was killed. We met families, Alicia Kirkman, Brenda Bickerstaff, oh my God, Arthur Blakely, whose sister was killed by Cleveland police. This began as a way for families to connect. Because before then, there was no way for them to get with one another, to build that support system for them to advocate for one another. And so 022 became that day of recognition for families across the country. They've been here to Cleveland, they've been to Tennessee, Kentucky, New York, they've been across this country advocating for justice. And so today we just wanted to share the importance of this day and why families are still to this day, since 1996, advocating for police accountability. A demonstration was held today in Cleveland at Public Square. We try to make sure that we honor this day every year annually to make sure that we are still bringing these families forward so they can tell their stories, so they can continue to advocate for justice, because some of them don't have it. Which is why this commission is so important. Which is why Citizens for a Safer Cleveland was created, because the families had advocated for so long for accountability. Which is why it was led by families that was directly impacted, because who can tell their story better than they can? Which is why when we ask you to make sure that you are looking at the facts of these cases and not making your decisions based off the influence of other people and other institutions. Like, it's critical that you use your own sound judgment. And don't be influenced by the way someone feels or what someone has said during a meeting, or they've changed your mind because you was going to vote this way and they was going that way. Like, be consistent. Be consistent. We want consistency, we want transparency, and we want accountability. And that's what we've been advocating for since 1996. So I hope you get a chance to go through this. We tried to put enough information in here for you all. If you take a look at the Stolen Lives Project, we do have the book here. These are names of folks who have been murdered by police all across this country, all 50 states.
Look how thick this book is.
That's not it.
That's just not
And it's not, because they all haven't been documented. But these last 2 pages are folks that are from Ohio. And if you look at this list, you're bound to see some familiar names on here. Tamir's name on here, Angelo's name's on here, Craig's name's on here. And we're trying to stop this list from growing. And that's why this commission exists. So, thank you.
Thank you for sharing this information with us. It was impactful, and making us aware of the importance of October 22nd. And I just want to say I heard everything you were saying, and I'm so sorry, and congratulations.
Okay, you guys can say that you're sorry. We don't want you to be sorry. We don't want you to feel sorry for us. We want you are charged by the city of Cleveland resident voters. 60% of the voters voted for you. We want you to look at the information, focus on the information, and weigh the facts.
Okay.
We're not asking for no favors. We're not asking for none of that. We want justice.
Okay, thank you for that. So we're going to move forward with our co-chair report given by Dr. John Adams.
All right. Good evening, everyone. So we just have a couple items that we wanted to just address. So for the community who may not know, recently we suffered a loss on the commission. Ryan Walker, who was our policy analyst, he passed away, and so what we prepared was like a resolution honoring him. So I'd like to read that. It's a resolution recognizing and honoring the service of Ryan Walker and expressing deepest condolences and sympathies to the bereaved family. Whereas Ryan Walker served as a senior policy analyst for the City of Cleveland Community Police Commission with distinction for many years, demonstrating professionalism, integrity, and a steadfast commitment to public service. And whereas during his tenure, Mr. Walker exemplified dedication and loyalty to the commission and its mission. And whereas Mr. Walker's work contributed to the effective operation and reputation of the Community Police Commission, and whereas Mr. Walker's dedication and institutional knowledge earned the respect and admiration of his colleagues, supervisors, and the community he served. And whereas this commission has benefited greatly from his many years of devoted service, and whereas the passing of Mr. Walker is a profound loss to his family, friends, and all who had the privilege of working with him. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Community Police Commission of the City of Cleveland hereby recognizes and honors Ryan Walker for his years of dedicated public service, his loyalty to the Commission, and his lasting contributions to the community. And be it further resolved that the Community Police Commission expresses its deepest condolences and sympathies to the bereaved family of Ryan Walker. Just wanted to recognize him and wish his family well. The next item on the agenda, I guess I would like to pause, and I don't know if there's anyone else on the commission who would want to say anything on, for Ryan. I don't think that was planned, but I don't know if anyone wants to say anything.
I'll say something through the chair. I had the opportunity to meet Ryan once as I was coming on, and the wealth of knowledge that he shared to me, just telling me different cities, Little Italy, and just giving me all the different details and information that he knew about policing in all those areas. It was just amazing for me to be able to share that moment with him when I met him, and he was just so knowledgeable. So I appreciate him for that, and rest in peace to Ryan, because he was an amazing asset, not only to the commission, the city, but just all around, just joyful with that energy when every time he was just explaining that information to me that day. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll say the same thing. Ryan was a wealth of knowledge. I feel like he had a way of taking very complex pieces of information and breaking them down and laying them out so that the community and commissioners and staff members could understand. And he was fun. Like, I remember one of the last moments we had together was with when some of the younger people on the staff wanted to do karaoke around the holiday, and I'm thinking, okay, like Ryan and I are going to get involved in this. We're going to sit here, and then next thing I know, Ryan is up on the mic doing karaoke. And so anytime I hear Doja Cat, I'll think of Ryan.
All right, thank you. So the next item for this report is going to be, I think it's, I got a lot of questions, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, about sort of how we came to our determination, our decision in our first evidentiary hearing. There were questions from many people in the community. So I think what I would like to do now is, I think the concern was that, the case was presented, and then we went into executive session, and then we came back and voted, and no one really understood why we voted the way we voted. So I would like to give anyone who wants to an opportunity to address the community in terms of as it relates to that case, but I also think it would be important for us, because it took us nearly 3 years to get to the point of having a hearing, that it might be nice for us to kind of think about, some things that we learned, some things that we would like to continue as we do cases, but also some things that maybe we think that we could do better. So I just want to open the floor for that. Commissioner Miller?
All right, I just want to speak on about something that, I'm not going to go into details about what happened in executive session. I thought another motion was going to be brought forward, and it was not. So I've learned basically to rely on, me and what in my instincts and my first determination on things, and basically, and if that to speak up next time if that motion wasn't brought forth.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Coleman.
Yeah, I heard that people thought I was going to bring another motion, and that was not the case. I don't want to go into what happened at executive session, but I had a conversation with you, Dr. Adams, about some of us lingering on about if we could bring another motion, and I couldn't come up with one. That's why I abstained on the last one. I was not prepared to explain my voting, but I'm happy to write it out. Post it. Yeah, I'm happy to write out the decisions I made. I didn't know we had this opportunity today, or I would have put it together.
Okay. Anyone else? Commissioner Van Leer?
Yeah, I don't have anything prepared, but I just think it's a learning process for us, and like you said, and I think we just need to think about transparency and balance some discussion, but not. I think we just spent too much time in an executive session and didn't, have a chance to really say anything outside of it, we have to think about what that should look like. And I think doing it one time, hopefully the community can understand that, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but we got to keep trying and to make it better. But that's all, yeah.
Yeah, when I reflected, I went back and looked at some of, how CPRB handles their hearings, and they don't go into executive session. So I'm thinking that may be good for us next time to just do what they do and not even go into executive session. They're just in hopes to be more transparent, so there won't be any questions.
Anyone else? I think the only thing I would add is I think that I think that one thing that I realized kind of in real time, and I just kind of figure out how to sort of address it, but it was really difficult, is that I think what we need to do is to be very clear about what decision we're making when we go into these cases. I think that that there were things that I personally did not think that maybe I guess what I'm trying to say, I think it's hard to resist the actual things that happened in the case at a certain point. And I think that with this particular case, that we got in the weeds on some things. And I think that in the future, I think maybe an important thing to do coming into the hearing, and also before we deliberate, would be for all of us to have absolute clarity on what our actual task is, because it's going to vary case by case. So I think that as a part of leadership on the commission, I think that's something that we have to take responsibility for. But I think that we could have done a better job of giving more clarity. We tried. I don't think it was successful. So I know that we tried, but it wasn't successful. So we have to figure out how to do it better next time. But that's one of the things that I learned as well.
I'd like to say something.
Commissioner
And I'm going to make this promise to you guys. Anybody know me, Sheila Mason, I don't give a jack who it is. I'm going to go by the facts. I like law enforcement, but if there's an officer out there that's doing something wrong, I will be the first to assist you all in putting that person under, in jail, however it needs to be done. So I need to make that promise to you guys. I know there's been some conversation about what people have been doing and persuasion. Don't nobody persuade me one way or another. I go by the facts. And anybody that knows me will tell you all that. So anybody here sitting up here can't tell you about Sheila Mason and my decision. I go by the facts. So I promise you all that I will go by the facts of the case.
Anyone else? Thank you. All right. So the next item is going to be the executive director selection. So just for the public, we started this search. It was a second search. So we've been working on trying to find a permanent executive director since the commission began. But in this iteration of it, this is been almost a year. And we did one search, and it did not turn out the way that we wanted, so we did a second search. And so with working with Delonte Spencer Thomas, Matt Cole, and Director Cole in the Human Resources Department, Jetta Schiavone, who's also, I think, Labor Relations in the HR Department, and led by Lee from MGT, we worked through about 60 applications with Lee leading the way, and we dwindled it down to first 16 and then 9 and then eventually the 4 that we brought to the commission. So for the public, we were pleased with the quality of the candidates this time around. But unfortunately, of the 4 that we brought to the commission, and I do want to say thank you to the commissioners who took time to help with the interviews. That was Commissioner Rodriguez, Commissioner Mason, Commissioner Miller, Commissioner Zayed, Commissioner Coleman, and I don't know if I missed anybody. But I want to Commissioner Van Leer, sorry about that. But I wanted, and Commissioner Benito, but I wanted to just thank them for that because they took extra time to make sure that those interviews could get done. So I wanted to thank them for that. And so, unfortunately, we had 2 of the 4 candidates withdraw their applications. So the person from Louisville and our interim executive director also withdrew their applications. So that information was shared out with the commissioners, and there seemed to be a sentiment that maybe to bring another candidate to the table because we would be left with 2. So yesterday, Commissioners Miller, Mason, Zayed, and I we interviewed Shelley Williams to be the 3rd candidate for the executive director position. So what we'll be doing today is we will be making a decision between Shelley Williams, who's a former CPC employee, also working with Metro Health. She's a Cleveland person. The second candidate is Lindsay Hale, who's done a lot of police oversight work in Portland and also worked with the Wisconsin State Senate. And then our last candidate is Stephen Richardson, who is a New York native, has a law enforcement background, and has been doing police oversight work as executive director in Fairfax County, Virginia. So those are the 3 candidates that we'll be discussing. And so that is the next item of business on the agenda. So do you want to go right into the second session? So I'm going to make a motion for us to move into executive session.
Second.
Thank you. And so we are going to move into executive session. So we'll check for downstairs. So I guess we do have to vote though, right?
Yeah.
So we got a second. So we'll call for the vote.
Co-Chair Adams,
Aye.
Commissioner Chura,
Aye.
Commissioner Coleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Kincaid, Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Umason,
Aye.
Commissioner Van Leer,
Aye.
and I vote yes.
You want me to run downstairs real quick to see if it's open? No, I'll run down there.
Yeah, I think it's open.
It's always usually open.
Just one person, right?
Yeah. We normally don't. We don't normally vote to come out of executive session.
Oh, I thought we did.
We don't.
I thought
We, I could, you want to do it?
I thought we were supposed to.
like we nobody. I thought we did too. Oh yeah, we can all say aye.
I thought we were supposed to.
So all in favor?
I would say, are there any objections to coming out of
Yeah.
executive session?
Okay.
Hearing none, we're out.
Okay.
Go, you want to do it?
You can do it.
Hearing none.
All right. So, are there? We are finished with the executive session. Are there any objections to ending the executive session? With none being heard, we will move out of executive session and continue with our meeting. So where we are now is how this process will go is, so because this voting has to be available as a public record, so every commissioner should have a piece of a paper in front of them. And so what we need to do is we need to write our names on the paper. And so what we'll do is, for the public, we will all write down one name of a person that we would like to be the next executive director. We will then tally up the votes. I think there are 10 commissioners here, so it's basically whoever gets 6 votes first. So it's possible that if someone gets 6 votes on the first round, then that will be the candidate. If no one has 6 votes after the first round, we will eliminate the person with the lowest amount of votes, and then we will vote between the final 2 candidates. Does that seem like what we agreed upon?
Yeah, I didn't realize we're writing our names on it, so then, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
No, right there now.
Oh,
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
you
no, no.
said write our names.
No. I want to clarify this. This is a public record. So we have to write our name on it and the person's name as well.
So that, or did we get this direction from the law department? Because that
This is-
seems highly inappropriate to me. Because like if, say I don't vote for the person that ends up being our executive director, now I start off on a bad, you know what I mean? The person's like, oh, well, she
I
didn't
just
vote
know
for me.
that when
That's
we-
not appropriate.
I know that when we vote for co-chairs, we have to do it that way. We have to vote, like we have to literally vote our names on it, and
That's
then we.
different because we're all here together. These are candidates that may or may not get the job. So basically, you're bringing an executive director in that like maybe 3 commissioners didn't vote for them. You don't.
I understand what you're saying. I
Yeah,
think
you're
it's
not supposed to
I think it's a
start
Public
employment
Records
on
Act.
that.
I think we have to write. The public has a right to know how we voted on this position. I think that's the Open Meetings Act, for public records.
How the commission votes or each individual commissioner?
Each individual. That's my understanding of the Open Meetings Act.
Well, I guess the way I see it, just like with every issue, normally you have your name, yes, no, maybe, or abstain.
Right. We do that with all votes. So I'm pretty sure that's how we have to do it. So I think at this time, everyone just write down their name. And then at this, we can just pass them here, and I'll just read them out loud. That's it. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm on one of them game shows, and I want to make sure that I don't lose my money. Alrighty, everybody. So we'll tally up. So we have. Can you keep the?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. So our first vote is Commissioner Coleman for Stephen Richardson. Huh?
Just the candidate.
Just the.
candidate. Just say just the candidate.
Okay. I'll follow up. I will follow up with this, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have to create a public document for this, so eventually it's going to be a public. Okay, I won't read the commissioners' names, but it is a public record. I will not read the commissioner's name, but this is a public record. One for Shelley Williams. Shelley Williams. Shelley Williams. Stephen Richardson. Shelley Williams. Lindsay Hill. Shelley Williams. Shelley Williams. And the last vote is Shelley Williams. So it looks like there's 7 votes for Shelley Williams. There are 2 votes for I would say 2 votes for Tara Coleman, 2 votes for Stephen Richardson, and 1 vote for Lindsay Hill. So it looks like our nominee for executive director will be Shelley Williams.
And Tara, stop caring about what people think. Stop.
Brenda, that's okay. Thank you.
That's inappropriate. Excuse me, the public. Excuse me, public. I got emotional there. Excuse me, the public. I'm out of time.
Thank you.
Bye, Pete. Thank you for saying. And then I think we can move on to the next item on the agenda. So we'll be reaching out, and then we'll send an email because there's a process that we have to go through. Just for next steps, I know that the formality that Lee wants to go through is like we'll send him the name, and then he'll do some formalities with the candidate, and then eventually what we'll have to do is send the nomination over to the mayor, and hopefully he will appoint.
This was a
So what's the
transparent and
timeline?
fair
Hold on.
process.
Excuse me. So what's the timeline?
The timeline is we'll forward this over to Lee. I don't know. Lee tends to move pretty quickly, but he made it clear that once we pick a name, that he wanted the name sent to him. And I think what will happen is that Lee will actually make the formal offer since we went through MGT. So I think that's their process, is that he will make the formal offer, and then once questions, if they accept it, then he'll say they accept it. So I would expect this to move pretty quickly. He seems like he's about business. So no, not seems like, he has been about business. And then from that point, I think once she accepts, I think we can we'll draft up a letter of nomination, and then we'll forward that over to the mayor. Yeah. Yep. So these will be scanned. They'll be copied and scanned just for the public record. So at this point, I think we and whatever information we learn, we'll just share it out. Because again, this is sort of our first time doing this because we've never really gotten to this point. So. Or actually, Commissioner Rodriguez, you could probably speak on it because you all sent over the interim nomination, didn't you, in 2023?
Yeah, so we had the voting record, so I'm not sure about the sheets, but if it was me, I would put out the motion similar to the other forms. If they want the forms, I mean, you could send it over. Just to be consistent.
Yeah.
Put the motion, the name, who voted like what, and the former motion that was sent.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do we have any more of these motion sheets? Do you think we should do the motion now or the nomination now?
Oh yeah.
I can give you the exact language because I'm sorry, I didn't prepare for it, so I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So I can look and.
Okay. Whatever you can, because I know I think you're the only one that really has the experience with this. So I think the last thing is on this, we have to make a motion to formally nominate her.
Okay, so anyone can do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I moved.
Williams.
I moved to.
Her name is Shalana?
Shalana Williams.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She goes by Shelly.
Yeah.
I move to formally nominate Shalana Shelley Williams as the executive director for the Community Police Commission.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All right. Call for the vote.
Co-Chair Adams?
Aye.
Commissioner Chura?
Aye.
Commissioner Coleman?
No.
Commissioner Kincaid?
Aye.
Commissioner Mason?
Aye.
Commissioner Miller?
Aye.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
No.
Commissioner Van Leer is gone. And I vote yes.
You didn't ask me.
Oh, Commissioner Umason?
Aye.
Oh, sorry. Oh, your name is not on here. That's why.
That's how old she. Oh, you
Oh,
got
let
this
me
one.
do this one. Okay, hold on. No.
through the chair, you ain't asked me.
All right, that passes, so we'll be moving this on.
Okay, so next we have the committee status report. So we'll just go as they're listed on the agenda. So the first committee is the Promotion and Evaluations Committee by Commissioner Rodriguez, who's chair pro tem of that committee.
Thank you. So I know I received some questions. One from, I guess he's just Alex now, but at that time, interim executive director, as well as Councilman Palinzik, inquiring. So an email was sent about basically the status. Basically what that stated is that there were a number of, in my opinion, undermining tactics as well as concerns. And I politely stated that I believe that we have the duty of our charter, as well as when we take our oath, we have a duty of care as well as a duty to prevent harm. As well as I think there are a number of issues that need to be addressed, hopefully with the new executive director, as well as the input from an officer, because this essentially impacts them, and it would help to ensure fair and impartial leadership decisions.
Thank you. Are there any follow-up questions or anything for Commissioner Rodriguez? Yes.
What was the subject matter of the questions? Or I didn't understand the.
So I really don't want to go in depth, but
Okay.
there were some transactions and some communications that occurred, and efforts to answer the emails and communications. I just wanted to ensure everyone was on the same page of what was sent and what was communicated.
Is there anything else?
I'm assuming it was about promotions and evaluations. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Rodriguez. Next, we have Commissioner Coleman, Chair of the Rules Committee.
No report.
All right. Thank you. And next, we have Commissioner Kincaid, who is the Chair of the Outreach Committee.
I also have nothing much to report in regard to outreach because we were not able to have our last outreach meeting. Do forgive me. We will have one scheduled.
Okay. All right. We'll just make sure that's on the calendar, and we'll get that notification out to the public.
Me?
Oh, okay. Next, we will have Commissioner Umosen, who is the Chair of the Budget and Grants Committee. I think he has a few things.
Thank you for that. The main thing is that the CPC budget is increasing by, I believe it's 2.5%, based on just due to inflation. By the charter, it's either the CPC budget increase, whatever is greater between the Cleveland Police Department's budget or the Consumer Power Index, and just due to inflation, the budget is increasing by 2.5%. The other thing we talked about, and we had a budget and grants meeting on Monday, is trying to streamline the process between the 2025 grants and 2026. If there's a way that we can do that. Other things that came up is what more can we do to help grassroots organizations, organizations who might have an idea and want to start something and more so figure it out that way than always or only having organizations that are already established, already perfectly know how to, have a grant writing process in place and everything like that, but just making the field open in that way. So we had a discussion around that and see where we can go from there. And that's my report.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have Commissioner Miller, Chair of the Training Committee.
All right, everyone, the training committee, we have several things to go over that was given by Commander Hernandez. Let's see. So basically what's going on is that we're asking for the training so that we'll have a time to, and organization to go through them instead of them asking for it and then they want it back in a week. So what we're trying to do is put a process together that give us all the trainings that's needed for the officers that we need to review 4 to 6 months in advance. And that way we can have time to review them as a committee and as a whole commission. So please check your emails for the dispatch CTI training, the 26 trainings. I'm sorry, y'all know I'm dyslexic. The 2026 session for the training, which is weapons handling, and then the IA training, which is part of the Savage Group training. So we are asking feedback, not suggestions, because we don't want to break any sunshine laws, but start thinking about your feedback and send them back to me. Don't hit reply all, send them straight to me by Friday, November the 7th. And that's our report.
Thank you. Next, we have, I think, Commissioner Marrero Benito is out of town. Oh,
You're gonna.
you want to read it?
Oh, y'all were gonna do it?
If you want to, that's
Oh,
fine.
she sent it to. Oh, okay.
You want anybody to
Wanna read it?
do it?
That's fine.
You wanna read it?
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
I
so-
didn't realize she sent it to multiple people because it just said hey committee blah blah blah. So
Okay.
I was about to say the other person isn't here, which is
Not Mike
Nelson.
Nelson.
Yes,
Yeah.
Commissioner Nelson isn't here, so I didn't know that everyone else got it. Sorry.
So I guess we'll have Commissioner Kincaid read the report that was sent by Commissioner Benito.
Sure. Okay. She has 3 points in here that she wanted to read. So, the Accountability Committee is working on the following items. 1, creating a database of all disciplinary notices, which will include notation of whether the discipline given for the charge fell within the disciplinary matrix, and for CPRB decisions, whether the public safety director or the chief departed from their recommendation. Co-Chair Adams and Commissioner Benito are the ones updating the spreadsheet, but it is quite time intensive. Once the spreadsheet is ready to go, the discipline work group of Commissioner Benito, Mason, and Co-Chair Adams will start reviewing the data to identify any potential cases to refer to the Brady Giglio work group and to potential review for potential requesting of case files for further review. Okay, so to summarize what I believe she is saying, she and Co-Chair Adams are reviewing the disciplinary, the disposition letters to determine if there was a departure from the recommended discipline and categorizing them effectively so that we can determine which cases we need to get files for and review. Would that be correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then also, just to add, and then we'll also be looking into instances where there may be a Brady Giglio violation, and so
Right.
we may, we're going to try to do both at the same time since we're going through the letters.
Heard. I'm sorry, because sometimes people write the way that they speak. And yeah, sorry. The committee voted, so number 2, the committee voted to approve a protocol for determining whether to include an officer on the Brady Giglio list based on disciplinary decisions. The work group will consist of Commissioners Benito and Chura, and then we will be recruiting some community members with legal, public defense, and prosecutorial backgrounds to join the work group. The committee also decided not to publish the disciplinary documents as part of the public Brady Giglio list, but rather to reference the specific document and its date on the list so that interested parties will know exactly what documents to request. And just to expound on that, I think that speaks back to the breach and confidentiality that we had. If someone wants public records, we will give you all of the information you need to request them. We just won't post them so that we can avoid any future mishandling on our end. Does that kind of fit? Okay. Yeah. And then 3, the Accountability Committee is working with the Rules Committee to identify ways for the evidentiary hearings manual and procedures to be improved. That's pretty self-explanatory. In addition, the evidentiary hearing for Sergeant Lance Henderson has been continued by request of Sergeant Henderson's counsel, who is not available on this Friday. Due to the executive director vacancy, we will need to put hearings on hold until we have the position filled. The accountability chair will be working with the co-chairs to ensure that we stay on top of all current reviews and cases and to ensure that all parties are communicated with about this pause. The next accountability committee meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 5th at 5:30 p.m. at the CPC offices. Thank you.
Thank you for reading that, Commissioner Kincaid, and thank you for sending it, Commissioner Benito. I know that Commissioner Van Leer had to leave early, but I'm not sure if there's anybody that he designates someone for the policy committee, or do we just want to
We can skip.
kind of move forward? Okay. I actually think we moved that policy meeting for the hearing.
Oh, yeah.
We may have, but anyway, he's not here, so we will. I guess that's the end. Does anybody have any new business? We have a little bit of time. Is anyone opposed to just the opportunity for another public comment? Anyone in the public interested in making a public comment?
I would say you know.
Mrs. Bakerstaff.
Have something else to say. Absolutely. Because I usually. I don't
Testing,
bother
1,
y'all.
2.
I don't. Okay, but I'm bothering y'all tonight. Okay, so this is what I want to say. And Commissioner Tara, I'm not picking on you, but I am. You don't worry about what people got to say. That's not why you were voted in. Don't worry about it. Do it. Don't worry about it. If they don't like it, kick rocks. Because the voters want you to vote accordingly. Don't second-hand it. Now, Commissioner Rodriguez, I did ask you about the commanders. No, I'm not. No. I didn't take it like that. I didn't take it that way. I would like to help move that along because that's been going on for almost a year, and that's got to be moved along. Nothing personal with you, and I do know a lot of stuff has been going on. I know this personally, so it's not an attack on you. But I just want you guys to understand. Do you know what we went through to put this charter together? You just don't know. We had a lot of opposition, the police. We understood that. But we went through a lot of meetings, getting information. We had to do fundraising. We had to get a lawyer, Subodh Chandra, somebody that's familiar with laws and civil laws and, information that's going to help this charter. We had to get this going. So I'm speaking about this because I want you guys to understand how critical this is. Now, at one point, people thought this was a sitcom because of the problems that they were having. But now you have to change the guard, and that has happened. So since the guard has been changed, and we have new members on here now, you've been charged to do what the voters has voted in for this to do. I'm just telling you, stop caring about what people think. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you follow the charter, and you have to know the charter and the consent decree because they're both here now. Now remember, at some point, that consent decree is going to leave, and the charter still be here because the voters voted it in. So that's the only thing I just wanted to say on that. I try not to ride y'all because I'm the founder of Citizens for Safer Cleveland. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to push you and run you because I'm not trying to do that because I got a business to run, for real. So I just want to give you encouragement to do what the voters have exercised and gave you the authority to do. Now, a lot of times I'm not here, but I'm watching, okay? So that's what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Lou, would you like to make a public comment? All right, we'll have Lou.
Good evening, everybody. Well, it seems like with all of you here, some of the business actually going faster than before, which is a good thing. However, charter was made here because lots of people suffered in their life endlessly. And they are the people with the courage to raise the voice and other people's voices together. That's how we get this commission. However, in the past, lots of, well, it's worse than sitcom. It's a daytime soap opera, whatever you want to call it. So now, no matter how you think about it, this batch of the commissioner, you have the burden to race with the time. You have to even run faster, but you have to run carefully. I would not say don't care about what other people say. You do need to care about what the community, the voters say. You just don't need to care about the people who wants to see this commission fail. You don't need to hear what they say. You don't have to care about them. If we do not get this police reform done properly, in the future, it will be even more wasteful of taxpayers' money to do the whole thing all over again. The charter made was lots of compromise, so certain things are flawed. But if you can do your job right now, at least, commission would not be a total failure. Please keep on going. Even some of you maybe should not be here. This is the only police commission with people having a police in their past career. Is this really good? Not really. But is this really bad? Not really. It depends on how you guys utilize your knowledge and skill. Don't fall for the politics. Lots of people, even in the government, they want to see you fail as well. This is the reason why in the past we have so many drama. Please, make sure no sexual harassment, scandal like that, no physical assaults anymore. Discuss any topics possible vigorously. Get the things done with transparency. Hopefully, you guys will pass it through and bring the things up. Sure, we will have a more obstacle in the future. Before you leave the seat, please do your best, no matter you are the best person on the seat or not. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think with that, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.